tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Sometimes say baby, let go. Welcome to AFTERBUZZ TV. We are having kind of a slight party to start off the show, but this has to do with the name of the episode. Yes, thanks Zach. That is our engineer kicking in with the lights. Yes. Now I feel like I'm just gonna dance the whole time. Can we have a song in the background the whole time? Thank you for tuning in. You're tuning in for episode 15 of Scorpion called Da Bomb.
Dynamite.
Wow, real good. That was good.
Wow.
That was good. So hence the song Dynamite by, what is the name?
Tao
Cruz. Something like that.
Tao Cruz.
I want to say it was a one-hit wonder.
It's okay, because we're covering Scorpions.
We are covering Scorpions.
Who cares?
True. If it's your first time tuning in, thanks for joining us. And for all of those returning, tell us what you thought of this episode. I liked it. There were things I didn't like about it. There were things that just, like always, happen way too quickly and we just brush over it. Right. No questions asked. But overall, I really liked it. Mm-hmm. What about you?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was easy to follow. It wasn't like a bunch of like crazy, chemicals and, weird things that we have to like look up.
Right. And speaking of follow, you guys can follow me. Hi, I'm Monse Bolanos. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. And across from me, Susannah.
Yes. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Susanna_Kim and on Instagram at Susanna Kim.
Not Susannah.
No, not Susannah. But there is an H at the end.
There is an H.
There's two N's.
Yeah. Susannah got that name from my mom.
No Z.
That's what my mom calls her.
Susannah.
Susannah. And then it just kind of stuck.
Tiene un ratón.
That was the song my aunt sang to you,
yeah,
right?
They sing it to me all the time.
They do. Oh, family. What can we say? But here we are, episode 15, and I liked it. I really did enjoy it. Honestly, it was just one thing that really just kind of irritated me.
What?
1.5. Merrick's death, which he should have died, like I get that. He died and it was just like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
And they drive off.
Right? Leave that body there.
I know.
And then like Cabe like comes in the garage. Oh, they can't believe it.
Yeah.
It was just,
they didn't try to take his body or anything.
Yeah, like that was a little weird.
I mean, I understand they could have blown up, but still.
Yeah, that I just found a little weird.
Yeah.
And then also, the other thing I found a little weird was when Walter gives Paige the list of items. She just goes, gets it, not a problem, comes back, I got everything.
Yeah.
Did you know?
Yeah.
You got that real quick.
Found it all. It was all one store.
It was all one store.
She must have gone to a Walmart
and
superstore.
The guy wasn't looking at you because you know how when Toby stepped out, we got the phone call about the guy.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
He wasn't watching you.
Yeah, I don't know where Merrick was at that point.
Okay, so Merrick, maybe he was. Who knows where he was? But the episode opens up with Walter going on another date.
Yes.
Like, when is he gonna date Paige? Just go on the freaking date with Paige.
And I don't understand how that doesn't why have you not thought of that? You know what I mean? Like even like later he starts saying like, oh, at the very end he's like, Sly has my sister.
Right.
Happy and Toby have this weird connection. Who else is part of the team? Let's just
you're having a weird
elimination.
Yeah. It's just so we have another date and Toby's still in his ear, like helping him out throughout the thing.
Yes.
Anyone who I date who asks to sit next to the kitchen is just like, seriously? Even though I got his logic of like being able to grab your waiter's attention a little bit better because you'd be in the eye of the kitchen line and stuff. But yeah, it's really loud.
Right.
And it's kind of annoying. Yeah.
Unless you're at Buka where they have those little tables set up, so you can watch a little bit.
Yeah, and then if you're starving and you just don't care, you're like, yeah, just give me that table.
Right, yeah, I'll take whatever just comes.
Just give it, and I'll take all the food coming out to you right here. But yeah, he asks for the kitchen, and as he's talking, I find it funny. He talks like the host. Toby's listening in on the ear. And then he's like trying to explain to Toby why he's choosing that table. And the girl's like, oh, we don't need any explanation. Yeah. We don't need any rationale. But it's like, no, he's not even talking to you.
Right? He's on the phone. She has that awkward moment where she starts to walk away. She's like, wait, should I stay for this?
Yeah. And Walter even points out already that she's late. He's already just being a genius instead of just being a guy waiting for a girl. He's like already calculating things.
Yeah.
He even calls her a subject, I think, and Toby's like, she's a woman. Like, she's not a subject.
Right.
And Linda shows up. Linda's sweet girl. I liked her.
Yeah,
Linda
I liked her.
played by Brooke Nevin. I liked all of everything that she portrayed in her character. She had a really good character.
She was supernatural.
She was supernatural in everything that she did, and she had a lot of range. Like, I really liked her.
Yeah, and I like that she was all over the place too. She seemed like she was super kind of normal, but then she also went a little crazy. And then then she was like, okay, cool, and understanding at the end. Yeah.
Right.
She had a nice arc there.
I wouldn't mind seeing her again.
Yeah.
Somehow. It's not going to happen. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see her just because I want Walter and Paige to explore what's happening there.
Right. But if for whatever reason she came back, I wouldn't be against it. I liked her. She was cool. So Linda gets there, and she says, please don't sit us next to the kitchen. Unfortunately, Walter tries to be ahead of the game by ordering an appetizer that she's allergic to.
Yeah.
That's tough to do. Like,
what, pick an appetizer
to
share?
order something, for someone.
Yeah.
To share.
For a first date.
Date,
Maybe if they had been dating like a month or something, it'd be super cute.
Super cute, but it's like, no, you don't even know her. Calm down. And
that's the thought that counts.
It is the thought, but the date is super weird, like, from the beginning. I mean, she spills the water, like, pretty instantly.
I know, right?
Into the situation.
That's why I thought it was weird that later she, like, kind of blames it all on him. I'm like, girl, you were late, first of all.
Yeah.
Second of all, you spill all that water. Third of all, ain't nobody tell you I have an allergy
to corn.
Corn? It's gotta be corn.
God, I know,
corn.
Right?
It's not like you ordered like a peanut dish.
I love corn. I don't know how you're allergic to corn. I love corn.
I don't know why shows they're not on him.
Yeah.
It wasn't all his fault.
Yeah, we find out I didn't recognize her from the speed dating episode.
Yeah, me neither.
Because the connection I made, even though I didn't recognize her, is that she would be the person that told Cabe, like, you must be looking for our second chancers or whatever. But I didn't recognize her. I thought it was a different girl.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
go back to check.
She says that she saw him at the speed dating, saw how awkward he was, and she's like, I'm awkward. So maybe two awkward people can go on this date and it not be awkward. And Walter tries to not make it awkward. He says, you have a lovely smile. And then he compliments her fangs. Right?
Yeah.
The dominance of them. Like how
her canines.
Her canines. Like, it's a good thing.
Yeah, rip into the meat. You know?
Right.
He's like, so I can feed you a steak. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for in a person.
And at this point, at this point, Toby's not even in his ear because Toby thinks it's already over. So it's like the date ends, and we're start at the garage, where we find out Sylvester's trying to go on Jeopardy. And
which is perfect for him, but then he's like, my ultimate goal is to get on Price is Right.
Price is Right. And his goal to get on the Price is Right, to get the money, is so sweet. It's to rename the hospital ward after Megan.
Megan Dodd Pediatric Care Ward.
Yeah, it's so sweet.
So cute.
I love it.
Look at the babies.
I know, because they used to do that together. She liked doing it. Oh, he's so precious.
Yeah.
He's so cute. But he does not know the movie Speed, which is a problem.
I don't know. Actually, most of the movies they reference.
You've never seen Speed?
Rocky 3?
Okay, I don't know if I've ever seen Rocky 3. You've never seen Speed?
Never.
With Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock?
Okay.
Okay.
What is wrong with you? Hey, this is AfterBuzz TV. I watch a lot of TV, people. Okay,
but this is
I watch every show on television.
I love Sandra Bullock. I love Sandra Bullock. I love her in this. And Keanu Reeves hasn't had the best movies. This one's good. This one's good.
All right.
Yeah, it's a very thrilling speed.
Yeah, it sounds speedy.
It's great.
I got that.
Got it. You and Sylvester should watch it. Okay, so he hasn't seen it, and it's funny because it relates later into the episode. So you must have not really understood that quick conversation that they have about the movie Speed and like the video.
Yeah, all the references that I didn't get, I was like, oh, it's probably another movie I haven't seen. Couldn't tell you which one because I haven't seen it.
So the problem is that Sylvester does not know how to have a casual conversation. Like, they're trying to prep him for this interview that's supposed to happen in 10 hours. And they're like, just be real natural. Like, just answer questions. And he's like, 18 years without touching a doorknob. Yeah. That's not... Toby's like, that's not what this is supposed to be like.
Weird.
Yeah. And then Walter comes in and tells them about the date, but kind of lies, says that things went well. Even though at that point, we don't know that.
Yeah, I thought it went well.
We thought it went well. Like, we don't really know that it doesn't end well, but he's already from the beginning lying about it.
Yeah, and when she shows up, I was like, oh, it went really well.
Yes, that's what I thought, too.
Okay.
You're already here
She's
looking
back for more.
And that's funny when he's talking about it, and then Paige goes on Facebook, is like, let's see what she really felt, and writes, interesting and happy. He's like, what do you care? He's like, I just want him to succeed in his new endeavor. Like, whatever she says, it's so funny, so funny. Cabe shows up wearing a slightly heeled shoe.
Yeah, I got those at Urban.
Yeah.
Shopping at Urban Outfitters now.
I didn't like him on him. I didn't think he could pull them off.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No,
Not at all.
She's at the cobbler.
Yeah,
that he can pull off, saying
to
the cobbler.
But those shoes, not at all. And he says that there is an unmanned rocket launch happening in about 3 hours, and they're having issues. It's top secret. It's a JC-49, I believe, and they already have somebody talking to them through video chat as to what's going on. No problem for Walter. They break into the mission control, and it's like, oh, yeah, this seems like something very simple. We'll be there in a second. Literally, Happy drives 90 miles an hour. They get there to the Hoffman Air Force Base is where they go. And we find out that the liaison, Merrick, played by David Fabricio. I didn't care for him before.
Nope.
Didn't care for him today.
Nope.
I was like,
I don't know if it's the character that I don't care for. It's just like,
like the person, like the actor.
Right, the actor, or is it the character that makes me hate the actor? Or, hate him as a person. Just like, get out of here, you know?
Yeah, I don't like it. I think it's his character that we don't like about it. Because he's just never been somebody on Scorpion's side.
Right.
You know? And to be honest, I said to Susannah, I was like, I don't remember the last episode he was in. I just remember things went bad. But it's because I didn't like him that I was like, I'm moving on from you. So bye. And he came back, and he's a liaison, and he says... He basically blames Cabe for his position because of what happened the last time.
Gives it to him.
Yeah, there was a lot of people giving it to others in this episode. You know,
he said his career is gangbusters. And I mean, whose fault is that really?
I know. He's like, you guys said that I wasn't part of the solution, you know, that I didn't fit in with this.
Well,
you didn't.
It doesn't play well with others. Yeah. That's got to be part of your job.
And especially with geniuses and something like this. It's like, come on, Merrick. We don't have time for stupidity right now. We got to do this. And so we do have that half of the team go to the base because not everybody goes. So it's just Cabe, Sylvester, and Happy. They're thinking it's going to be something super simple, can be done in a jiff. And back at the garage, we have Paige, Toby, and Walter. And Linda shows up at the garage. And this is when you're thinking, oh my God, things did go great. Look at this. She's here to see him. And she seems a little cold. Yeah. Like with Paige. And Paige... I was shocked to see how Paige reacted to that. Yeah, she was so like she didn't let it. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. When I thought she would be a little bit more like, why are you giving me attitude? Right, you don't even know Walter. You don't even know me, and I love Walter. Right, so why are you doing this? So I was a little bit shocked on how that encounter went. Yeah, but because she's just like, I'm here for Walter. Right. Maybe she seemed cold, but she also seemed kind of like scared too. Yeah, a little nervous. Terrified. Yes, you know? It wasn't like cold, like rude. Someone else's garage, like yeah. So she just says like, I'm here for Walter. Walter shows up, and she, like you said, seems a little nervous, like doesn't really know what to do, but hands him a USB drive. And then Toby's like, oh no, she's nervous. Like you need to just see what it is. Just see what it is. And it's the voice of a distorted voice of a man. That's do it again. Identical. The resemblance is uncanny.
You're welcome.
And it says that they will sabotage this rocket launch, or they will face the consequences. And what are the consequences? Bomb. Da bomb.
She da bomb.
She da bomb. She's got the bomb. She's just everything. The bomb is her. She has it strapped onto her body, and it's just kind of like crazy because this voice tells them, I am watching you. Yeah. Describes that Paige dropped keys. Says that like a specific time when Toby went out or something, like kind of creepy to think about. And they're like, okay, so they cannot just bring in a bomb squad because somebody's watching them through satellites. Right. And they start to think, okay, this has to be somebody that has government access to these satellites because it's not just anyone that can do this. And so they asked Linda, okay, we have to figure this out on our own. What do you remember? She's like, well, I walked to my car. Toby's like, you didn't walk her to your car? Like, what?
Chivalry is dead,
it people. Really walked. Dead. Guys, or girls, whatever, for your partner, whoever, open doors, car doors,
especially if you live in LA.
Like,
you can't let a girl walk to her car by herself
seriously.
in LA.
We don't let each other walk
She
alone.
get jumped. She clearly got jumped.
Clearly got jumped,
right?
Yeah, she says
bomb strapped to you.
I know, that'd be awful, right? It's like, I just met this guy. She says she feels like something pinched her in the neck, back of the neck, and she woke up, had a bitter taste in the back of her throat. So they realized she was drugged with a drug that somebody in the government has to be able to get their hands on. This was used like way back when to enhance interrogation, is what Kate said. Yeah,
benzodiazepine.
There you go. That's why you're here.
Worked at an animal hospital for too long.
Oh yeah, so you know what that is?
Yeah.
Like, you use that?
No, we didn't use that.
But you heard about it?
But all the prefixes and stuff are all the same.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so we know it has to be somebody that has access to these chemicals. But still, that's all the information.
But right when they said that, I was like, obviously it's Merrick. You didn't think that? Right when they started going through the list, they're like, oh, well, who has access to this? And it's like, well, all right, well, who conveniently just came back into your life today? Right?
We'll wait.
I mean, I don't know. I thought it was obvious.
You know, it was, and that's probably why I just was like, I hope it's not Merrick type of thing.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to like make it seem like it is.
Right. And then it wasn't. Yeah. But then it really was.
So it's like a double.
Yeah, they try to get us twice. And because of this, they have no other information. Walter has to inspect the bomb very closely. He's like an antenna, gets like real close to her. Oh, and Linda's in a box.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Linda's in some like
well, I think they just put a wall on her in front of her.
But it looked like she was enclosed.
Yeah?
You didn't think so?
I don't know. I think it was just a wall that he built in front of her because it looked like he was like walking around it and stuff.
I thought he was climbing in it and stuff.
Okay, maybe.
I thought
later they do make the box though that all the gel.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I'm thinking.
Then she goes in a box later.
Yeah, but they're already like trying to put her in a place where if she went off, it wouldn't be.
Doesn't get him.
It doesn't get him. But he says like, I can't remove it. It's gonna detonate. If I remove it, I can't pretty much do anything. And he's so blunt about it. It's like, dude, has a bomb strapped to her. You got to be a little nicer.
Yeah, he hasn't learned much.
Not at all. But it's like he seems like he learns when he's with Paige. You know, it's like when he's with Paige, it's like, oh, he's getting it. And then Paige is not, oh, you don't get it.
Yeah, he doesn't retain it. Maybe.
He doesn't retain it unless it's with her. So, you know, she has to, Paige has to tell Walter, like, you have to kind of address this a little differently, like, you know. And then Linda says, like, I just wanted to date, hadn't dated in so long. I was watching The Notebook. I heard that if you die, your cat might eat your body.
Right? Wait, so I shouldn't be watching The Notebook with my cats?
You shouldn't, because you have 2 cats. And a third one.
I see.
All 3 of them are going to eat your body.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
So, it's all right. I'll come and get your body before it happens.
Oh.
Don't worry. Cool. Don't worry.
Dexter can have it.
Dexter can have it. It's just, that's one of the moments where I was like, I like this actress.
Yeah.
She had like a different, you know, like she just had so much. She has so much range in this episode. Good for her. I liked her.
Yeah, I liked her a lot.
Yeah. So Walter says that they're going to have to sabotage it, send it off course without anyone knowing that they're the ones sabotaging it. Because, I mean, this is a criminal offense. Like, how can you do that? But, you know, if not, she's going to die. So he sends Toby to get the satellites from the diner's rooftop to have a better look at the bomb so that he can really see the wiring and see if there's something that he can do. Because at this point, he feels pretty helpless because there's nothing he could do.
Right.
Linda's going to die. Linda's going to die. So he goes to get the diner, or Toby goes to the diner to get the satellites, and he even says that dude's watching us. He's like, I'll worry about that when that happens.
Right.
He calls Linda's phone and is like, why did Toby just leave? He says, oh, it's a signal to the Hoffman base or whatever with the satellites so that I can disrupt it from, you know, so I can sabotage the rocket, which is what you want. We're not trying to screw you. We're literally trying to do what you say. And he buys it.
Yeah.
Hangs up the phone. No problem. And Toby comes back with the satellites. And at this time, we have Cabe, Happy, and Sylvester basically listening through all of this on their comms. So they're like back at the base and like, okay, so what are we going to do? Are we going to sabotage this or are we not?
Right.
Because they're supposed to, I think she's like, they want to be out in 90 minutes, launching in 90 minutes. So Happy suggests maybe messing with the fuel. And that's what they're going to do. So they've decided we're going to sabotage it.
Yeah. And Walter's like, it's harmlessly going to crash into the Pacific. I was like, how harmless?
I know.
Well, not really.
It's
but
true.
Cool. That's cool.
They also at this point don't think any person is on it. They think it's just going to be a rocket with, I don't know what crap in it. Whatever's in it.
Yes,
like,
they usually ship crap into space.
Exactly. I mean,
Pretty
whatever's
often.
in it. But it's like, what is it going to do? Whatever. They don't really know that. So they have decided officially they're going to sabotage it, and Merrick doesn't want to let them go alone. And this is also at the point where I was like, why does he have to go?
Yeah.
Why does he have to go see what they're doing?
Yeah.
Like, is he just being a babysitter, or is there more to it?
Jerk.
Right, he's just being a jerk. And in reality is that Merrick needs to be distracted. So Sylvester takes Merrick to the oxygen tanks and Happy
chit-chat.
Yeah, it's a little chit-chat. Happy says that they need to check on both of them, that they kind of go hand in hand. So she stays at the fuel tanks, he goes to the oxygen tanks, and Happy messes with the fuel so that the rocket does not go where it needs to go, so that it crashes into the ocean. And it works out. They think it works out. I mean, even Merrick listens to Sylvester's comic book story, whatever he was saying. He was like, let me talk to you about it.
Right.
Because they needed, 9-10 minutes without him so that they could do the whole thing. Yeah, so they're figuring that out. And we still have Linda in the box. Her phone rings because she gets a set up text message that Walter was going to send her.
Ridiculous.
Yes. And the message was, hope you're having a blast today.
Right. So I don't know if it's more annoying, like, I mean, obviously she was annoyed by the wording, but I would be more annoyed that he did that.
Yes.
So you program something instead of just like, oh, he thought of me, let me text you.
Yeah.
Let me, scheme and set this up so that it'll just do it for me, because I'm clearly not going to think of you later.
And I love how Paige was like, no, you don't want her to know this.
Right.
And he's like, no, tell her.
Yeah, you're
like,
upsetting her.
All right,
well, you'll upset her then.
Yeah. And then at this point is when, because I felt like a lot of people kind of got chewed out in this episode at various times. And at this point, Linda kind of chews out Walter.
Yeah.
And it's like, this was a terrible date. Like, how could you think that? You know, you're weird, like, super, like, everything's
just mean.
Yeah.
You know, like, clearly this guy's a genius. Like, you know, obviously he's got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's got a big boy job. And, you know, he's a little socially awkward. You can't just, like, go and, I mean, I guess she was frustrated at that point.
I mean, you should have bomb strapped to her. So
we'll
give it to you, Linda.
All right. Okay.
We'll give it to you, okay? We see what you're doing there.
Right.
But she does kind of snap at him, and I thought it was mean, too.
Yeah.
And then I felt like when Walter says something like, he's like, don't worry about yelling at me. That stuff hardly affects me.
Yeah.
I'm still going to save your life.
Right.
It was like, you're affected.
Yeah.
Right now.
Feelings.
You're struggling right now. So that was cute to see Walter have a bit of emotion that he had to hold back.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you don't get, he normally
Like
doesn't have
Barbara,
emotion.
yeah.
He's like a robot.
Right.
And
you
then
usually would hear him like, okay. He just walks away.
And in this one, it really did affect him. A person who is not part of Scorpion Team, not Paige, not his family, just a girl at this point.
Yeah.
Completely affected
an honest
him.
opinion.
See how normal you are? Walter, you're normal. It sucks being normal. Merrick kicks everybody out off the base. He's so mean when he thinks they're done. He's like, all right, you're done. He kicks everyone out, but they really don't go anywhere because they're trying to figure things out little by little. And we have discovered that there's a signature, like a distinct signature on the bomb. So like maybe we could figure out who this is. This is the only good thing about the satellites and the X-ray to looking at the bomb is that it has a signature thing in the wiring. Maybe we can pinpoint the person. But then Walter's like, but here's the bad news. I literally can't do anything. Like if I move it, it can go off. If I do this, it could go off. Anything could set it to go off.
So regardless, it's going off.
But
in a way, that's good that they realize that, okay, well, we can't, waste more time trying to figure out how to turn this bomb off. Now we can figure out a way how to at least soften the blow.
Right. And as the others are waiting around the base, they see the nitrogen canisters. And they're like, that's to recreate the Earth's atmosphere. Only if people are on board. So that's when they figure out that there are 3 astronauts going on board. So they can't sabotage the rocket, because then they're going to be murderers to 3 people versus 1. I mean, it's like, I would be at that point, like, I don't even know what to do.
Right.
Who do I kill? 1, 3. I don't know. I have to kill someone. That's
Just clock out and go home.
Just clock out. I quit. I'm good. So they can't let it crash into the ocean, and they have to alter the turbo pumps, is what they decide, so that it actually goes straight when it launches.
Right.
And it has to be done manually. And Happy's like, it can be done, but it's going to be hard to do, especially because this is located right at the rocket launch area. And it's being looked at with surveillance.
Right.
And this is when they're like, Speed comes in. So in the movie Speed, the bad guy, I can't think of his name right now. They said his name, but I can't think of it right now.
Right.
He has a bus that he is controlling, and Keanu Reeves is driving it, and he cannot let it go less than like a very high speed. He's like, if it goes below whatever 75 miles an hour, there's bombs gonna explode. Like, you have to keep going at this speed, right? And so they're trying to figure out the bomb and trying to detonate it, or not detonate it, to stop it and all that good stuff. So in order to trick him, they loop a video of the people sitting on the bus, and it looks normal. When in reality, Keanu Reeves is like going into the car. If you guys haven't seen the movie, I'm killing it for you. So this looping video is what they're saying. Loop the video of the rocket, and that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Don't they do that in like every show, every movie?
Yeah, but
all
in
the
this
time?
movie, like that looping video, and that's what Toby says. He caught it though. You guys remember, like, he caught it because the loop showed it a incorrect movement, and then that's when I was like, but this is motionless. Like, it doesn't matter. No, and the people that are watching this video is like, they're like a mile away, so it works out, and they're able to make this looping video thanks to the fact that Walter had hacked into the system already. So they are able to do it, and they send Happy to this place to fix the turbo pumps so that the launch does happen straight. Now we have to protect Linda with some gel.
Yes, and like a big old panel.
Like a big old metal panel that came from Happy's thing, from her dune buggy, is what he says. And that's when Paige gets the list, and he's just like, okay, Paige, go do this. She's like, okay, and
She goes to
bye.
Walmart, and then she comes back.
Bye, Felicia. And comes back real quick. Real quick. No problems with all of the items. Walter also has a second message that he programmed to send Linda. But we don't find out what it is. We just know that it was way worse than the first one. And then they have a special moment, like a sweet one, where she's like, you didn't do everything wrong.
Yeah.
Like a lot of stuff, but, not everything. Walter says he's embarrassed because he can't solve basic human interaction, but he solved quantum theorem when he was 9 or something like that. And so, he's like, I was trying to keep face. Like, I know this wasn't a good date, So Happy's actually working on the panel. She's like right there, and Merrick is informed that Scorpion is still on base.
Yes.
So he quickly has to go stop whatever they're doing because they're real close to.
And this is when they figured out that it's Merrick.
Oh, yes.
Right?
This is when they figured out that it's...
They found out the DNA bomber.
Yes,
they were like, oh, okay, well, the DNA bomber was this guy, Jeffrey Evans. And, of course, Cape already knew who was the FBI agent that had been following this guy and knew all of his, like, wiring tricks. And, he's like, well, obviously, it's Merrick.
Yeah, because the guy was dead. Did you mention that? Yeah, that he was dead. So it was obviously Merrick. And it was Cape who figured that out.
Right.
Oh, and then... I like, before we move on too much, when they're mixing the stuff to make the gel for Linda, and they're like, we need the D12. Happy, where did you keep the... And she's like, that's illegal. You told me you didn't want it here, so I don't have it. Happy? It's in the piano.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Love it. They know each other so well.
So freaking well. Merrick confronts Happy right where she's working. And I thought they were going to get into a fight. I really, really did. And he is asking, like, where's Gallo? Where's Gallo? Gallo attacks. Comes out of nowhere. She's like, I have no idea. She's like, I really have no clue. Like, I've been calling him. I don't know. There he is. He likes doing that. He did that in another episode, right? Where he comes around the corner and, like, tackles the guy. And a fight breaks out. Very good fight. Very well planned. Nobody gets hurt, But it's all...
Nobody gets hurt.
Well, I mean, like...
Nobody gets hurt, but someone dies.
I meant it in, like, that the fight was very well choreographed. That's what I meant.
No actors were injured.
No actors were injured. Very well choreographed. I liked it. And this, at the same time, we have Linda in the goo, in the box.
Yeah.
And then we have a sad moment. Her mom calls.
Yeah.
So sad. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why would I be
right?
in this position right now? And she like has, you know, she's
And I feel like her mama would have known that something like really bad was going, you
Right.
know, like that she was gonna die.
I mean, she does say, you sound different. Like,
Yeah,
is
she
everything okay?
did. Yeah.
And she's like, no,
I'm watching
Mom,
the
I'm just
Notebook."
watching the Notebook again.
Right. And she's like,
Aw.
"Aw, my daughter's gonna die alone."
My daughter's gonna die alone. Our cat's gonna eat her body. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So as the fight is breaking out, Happy fixes the turbines. Whatever she has to do, she's able to fix it. And the rocket is about to launch. Like, this whole fight's happening, and like the rocket is about to launch, moments away. Sylvester's like telling them, like, you guys, we gotta get out of there. You know, it's gonna be really hot. Like, you will
burn 'em up.
You're gonna burn. And Cabe has Merrick at gunpoint, and it's like, what are you? Why are you doing this? Like, what is going on? Treason.
Yeah.
He's been on Beijing's payroll, and he had to pay debt in other ways because since he's been demoted,
Right.
he lost his intel,
Right.
and it's all really because of Scorpion, because of Cabe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right. Because he couldn't get along with
because
Scorpion.
he couldn't get along with Scorpion. Oh yeah. But you know, it's because of them that he got demoted, and he's currently in this position.
Right.
And the fight continues because he's trying to get the phone because he's trying to get the
Yeah. I was
trying
like, really again on a phone? I was like,
Right.
man, everything's on a phone now.
Everything's on a phone.
Man.
And Merrick gets pushed off of a rail and instantly dies. Splats, like, and Happy's like, he's dead, like, let's go.
Yeah.
And literally we forgot about it.
Yeah, and then even
Like
when they're driving away, I even started to think like, what about the dude's phone? You
Yeah,
know,
everything.
I started thinking like, oh my gosh, and then that does happen. I was like, see,
Yeah, I thought
how
the
did
same.
you guys not think of that?
It moved on so quickly, and it was
Yeah.
like you were just fighting for the phone,
Right?
How did
And they're
what
like
did you
speeding away with the windows down. I was like, did you just say it was too hot? Put your windows up. Put your
windows
all
up.
looking out.
Go get the
like
phone.
a doggy. Oh man.
But the rocket goes off straight, and they don't have to worry about it. Yay! And they think it's over. So back at the garage, like, they start celebrating and like thanking Walter. Like, Linda's thanking him, and then the vest starts to beat. Like, but he can't really see it because of the gel. So he's like, I can't
see
tell.
how much time it is.
Yeah, it's just, and it won't stop going off. And Walter's like, it's gonna go off.
Gonna go.
And then it, hits commercials, and you have to be like, what the? Then commercial comes back, or we come back from commercial, and Walter jumps into the goo with the metal.
Yeah, to help lift, like,
Because
lift
he
her
gives it
onto it.
Well, yeah, because he gives it to her, and then she drops it. She's like,
Right,
it's too heavy.
so heavy. And then obviously it's gonna be heavier in the gel.
In the gel,
They're like, pick
yeah.
it up. Mom, you just saw.
I know. You pick it up,
Right?
It's like, come on. So he ends up going in there, and Paige is like, there has to
So
be something
heroic.
else. Yeah, there has to be something else you could do.
Right.
Toby basically like pushes her away
Yeah.
because Toby knows, no, there's nothing. Like, this is the highest probability of saving her from this explosion that's about to go off. So they put this metal like in between the bomb and her vest and her body, and then he goes behind her and is like hugging her, and then he tells her there's a 48 chance of this whole
Yeah, and they're just
work.
talking for a little bit.
They're just talking, and I did like how in the middle of a sentence,
yeah, it just goes off.
goes off. I did like that. That it wasn't. I wasn't expecting it to go off at that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like a precious moment and then boom, right.
It was literally. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I think I got scared a
Right.
little bit. Maybe jump. And the explosion goes off, and like that thing breaks apart. Whatever they were inside. And
Walter says that was a strange experience.
strange experience.
That's
Everything
a strange
is strange.
reaction, man.
Yeah, like no big deal. And she's on the ground, and Toby looks at her and it's like a couple broken ribs, like maybe a bruised whatever throat. You're gonna be fine. And it's like, wow.
Crazy. Gonna blow off any fingers and then.
I wonder if that's true. Like, I wonder.
well,
Well, they did say that the amount of stuff in her bomb was really only going to affect her and anyone close around her.
Right, yeah.
So I guess in this situation, when a bomb isn't obviously as big as other stuff.
I just wish when they were sitting in the gel, they were kind of like above the. I know this is like super nitpicky, but like the bomb part was above the gel part. I was like, dude, squat down a little. It's gotta be in the gel for it to like
To disperse.
But it was like up. I was like, you're gonna blow up your head.
You're gonna blow a part of your face. Sure.
Yeah, but it worked.
It worked, and then the paramedics come, and they have Linda. She's like, if a genius doctor says I'm okay, I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
Very.
Like, wow. She already has so much confidence in. Not already, but now she has all this confidence in him. She believes in what he can do.
Yeah. And then Linda and Walter have a nice moment again while she's on the stretcher.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, you're very resilient. I think.
And he even asks her out
asked her,
again.
right? I was like,
wow,
Walter,
where did you come from?
Yes. And she says no.
Yeah.
Like, no.
So it's like, oh, you learned something. You didn't learn a lot.
Yeah. You know, she's like, and then she tells him, you know, it's very normal to want to save face. He's like, normal and my name are never really in the same sentence. And it's true. It's like, you have very normal qualities.
Yeah.
At the same time, you have very weird qualities, but like you're pretty normal. You just have to embrace the normal.
Yeah.
Instead of embracing the weirdness, Walter. Come on.
Yep.
And then she says, you know, bye, Mr. O'Brien, like whatever. And he does say that he is also afraid of dying alone, except that he would be eaten by a ferret.
Ferret. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's
Ferret
cute.
Bueller.
Ferret Bueller. And then of course we end the episode at the garage, where we end
this was
every
so
episode.
Cute.
Very, very cute.
It was so sweet and simple.
Yeah, still prepping Sylvester for Jeopardy. And then right here is where he says, like, yeah, I'm going to embrace my smartness because that's what's going to sell. And I'm going to kick ass at this interview, get on Jeopardy, eventually get on Price is Right, get all this money.
And that's because Cabe said, you know, he's like, I'm okay with being old, have a VCR, you know, whatever.
And what does he say? I love... What kind of movies?
I can't remember. I don't know.
He says an actor.
Westerns, I don't know.
Yeah,
John
something.
Wayne.
John Wayne or something.
Maybe
Yes,
something
I love John Wayne movies. And then he's like, Toby calls him old, and he's like, not old, experienced.
Yeah.
And doesn't have his hipster shoes, thankfully, because you did not look good in that, Cabe.
We went back to the cobbler.
Yeah. And then Toby's like, you want to go to the diner? I don't know the name of it, but he's like, you want to go to the diner? And she's like, you're paying? He's like, no, I'm going to return the satellites. Because he does want to watch the Super Bowl, which I understand. I would also want to return the satellites so that I could watch Super Bowl. You're like, eh.
Nope. Couldn't.
Do you know who's in the Super Bowl?
Couldn't tell you. I think I heard it on. Couldn't tell you. It's some people I don't usually play though. I know that, right?
And then others that.
Okay.
Kinda, yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, the Panthers.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love it. But Super Bowl's happening. February 7th.
Nice.
Big game.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I requested it off today from work and life so I could just watch it, you know? And so they go and take care of the satellites, and then Walter and Paige have their special.
Loved it.
Very, very cute. Paige tells him, like, what he needed to hear. It's like, you made this awkward because you made it awkward.
Yeah. Because you were trying to make it normal.
Right. Because when in reality, you just have to be who you are. And, like, you know.
Because, like, and it's weird, but that's okay to be weird. And I don't know if it was the director or the writing, but the way they slipped Ralph in right when she was saying that was so perfect. Because, you know, she's, like, saying this, and it's a lesson for him, and it's a lesson for Ralph, too. And it's why she's so understanding and empathetic to it, because her son is also, you know, not super normal, you know, not, like, And so it's like, man, that's so sweet. The way they did that was so beautiful.
Yeah. And she's so... This chick, Paige, what's her name? In real life?
Catherine McPhee?
Thank you, Catherine McPhee. Brain fart. Catherine McPhee is so good at being normal. Like, she's so... Like, I believe everything she says.
Yeah.
Like, she could tell me the sky is green, and I believe her. She's just so natural when she delivers that type of, you know... information. I love her.
And she's very, like, nurturing and, like, empathetic. And,
I just believe her. I'm just like, I want you to tell me it's going to be okay when I'm having a rough day.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, like, I can't imagine her, like, cussing someone out or just, like, going off on... I can't even imagine
And if she did, you go, girl. Right? Like, yeah. So, and then she's like, well, we'll return tomorrow. I'll help you clean up the gel. And he's like, no, I'm going to
play with it.
I'm going to play with it. I'm going to heat it up to I don't know what
It's going to make paper mache.
Yes.
Which is fun.
I remember doing that with balloons. And mine's never came out that
when
great.
I was little.
Mine's never came out.
Mine was awesome. I went to a fair.
Well, that's why you used to do all my art stuff.
That's so true.
All my art projects. Right
so
here.
True. All our art projects.
Anything.
Yes,
anything.
her hair.
Anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Proms. Anything.
So funny.
Come do my hair. Do something.
So funny.
Hey, I need you to do a paddle for my sorority sister.
Yep.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Everything.
Crafty.
Getting real crafty. So they're gonna do, they're gonna play and make paper mache and all that. And then Ralph's like,
we're in.
Yeah.
So cute. His only line of the whole episode.
Yeah, that's
we're in. So adorable. And then they go off, like walk away to do it, and then Paige gets on the phone.
And so cute because it's not like they were talking about ordering food.
No.
I mean, like she wanted to go get food, but yeah, it's not like she was like, oh, let me order this. What do you want? Or whatever.
Yeah.
She just did it on her own accord to order something that he wanted that he couldn't get.
Yeah.
His fermented fish and cod oil.
Yeah,
fermented herring or something.
Right, which he mentioned at the beginning of the episode, and Toby's like, no, you're gonna smell like fish when she comes. Like, you're tripping. And then she's like, oh, she calls a place and she's like, do you have this? Can you please check? And then she smiles. And
so cute. That smile at the end.
So cute.
Perfect.
I know.
Button.
And that's the episode.
Yeah,
so overall, I really liked it, aside from the fact that we just forgot about the death of of Merrick, of just being dead in his phone, and how Paige got that list of stuff real quick. That's it.
Yeah, but we've had worse things to get over.
We've had worse things to get over. You're right. Do we want to go into predictions? Yeah, let's do a quick
Your
prediction.
AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
No sé.
We didn't get any previews for next week.
We didn't. So I actually don't think there's an episode next week.
So we will not be here next week.
We will not. So we will see you hopefully in 2 weeks.
Yes.
Or
we will miss you.
We will miss you.
You will miss us.
True statements. Drew.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm over Drew. I'm just totally kidding.
Every week?
I'm just kidding. Totally. I still say I want to see, maybe this is not a prediction, but I do want to see parents. I want to see more parents coming into the equation, even if it's just one, even if it's just Happy's dad again. I really like every time he comes in, like, we learn more about their characters. So I'm hoping we get more parents.
I would love to see Paige's parents. It's like, where are they?
Where are they?
Why aren't you watching the
Right?
kid?
Yeah.
Right? You helping out?
Yeah.
The kid was sitting at a diner when she was working.
like where?
Right?
Yeah. So I hope we get parents. What else?
Yeah. I think, how many episodes do we have left? I'm hoping Walter and Paige are going to
So do you say they go on a date by the end of the season? Or is it gonna continue like trying?
I don't know
to
that they're gonna need to like have like an official date. Maybe they will, but I think it's gonna be more of like it just happens, like they kiss and then it's like, just like it's a romantic moment. It's not gonna be like, okay, I'm finally gonna ask Paige on a date. I mean, maybe that might happen.
I think they need to. I actually think it needs to be established. No, we're gonna go on a date. We're actually gonna do this and know that it's a romantic thing,
right,
and not a friend thing,
right? Yeah,
so I think
that's cute. But I feel like like if they get caught up in this like situation where it's just like so emotional, maybe like we said before, like they're gonna lose each other or something, and they just can't help but like yes, and it's like
I would be okay with
finally, like you didn't even have to talk about it, you just felt it, like I think that's cute.
It's true. You don't have to talk about it, but you can tweet us about it.
Yes.
So Susannita, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Susannah_Kim, SUSANNAH, and Instagram at Susannah Kim.
Yeah.
And YouTube, SoundCloud,
Earthen, Gallivantier.
Facebook. Yes, I do Gallivantier on Mondays.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Monse Bolanos, MONSEBOLANOS. Thank you so much for joining us week after week. If this was your first time, we hope you had fun listening. Come back. Yes. Hopefully in 2 weeks. We will be here. Don't forget to rate us, tweet us, let us know what you thought, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.